Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Q-Eve to each and every one of you all. Welcome to beautiful, beautiful Barbados. No, this is not a Charlie Chaplin style video. We're just keeping it quiet so you can enjoy some serenity and peace. Sun should be coming in a couple of moments time. What we'd like to do now at this time, which you always like to do, is say our serenity prayer. Those who'd like to join us, please do. All others will be back here in a few moments time. Remember, this is a prayer for understanding, peace, comfort, guidance, and calmness, I would say, because when you start to realize that you're only responsible for your own actions, the way you are and respond to people and share love or whatever, and your attitude and behavior, all of a sudden life seems a little bit easier because everything else is out of your control. When you give that other stuff away to, of course, the Almighty, then you're free to enjoy life a lot more. So if you're going through some struggles and stress and toughness at this time, this prayer should help you. It helps us all the time. I'm not saying that it removes situations that you have to deal with, but you can approach them in a different format. So if you'd like to join us now, please do so. Otherwise, we'll hear you in a couple of moments' time. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. So we're going to give you a couple more moments of silence. Those of you who are new to the channel, and also those who are returning to the channel, you'll be able to take in what we're taking any moment. Remember, you're awakening live right now. If you're watching this, you're right here with us in Cattlewash in Barbados. We're going to be walking towards Long Pond this morning. Just take you in this section. We thought it'd be a beautiful time. The winds are sort of like off east southeast, so conditions are perfect for this stretch of beach. So we thought we'd bring you over here as our welcome back on one of the most serene areas in Barbados. So we want to greet you that way with our first welcome back sunrise video. So we'll be back in a couple of seconds. Enjoy this here, take it in. Don't worry, I will definitely be giving you my voice later on. I cannot resist it. I'm here biting my tongue to keep quiet, but I'm going to give you 2 or 3 more minutes, or we're going to give you 2 or 3 more minutes of absolute quietness and peace. So here you go, enjoy.
Stargirl, call the Bajan warrior. It's time to start the vlog. Stargirl, show the app for me now.
Talk about disturbance, serenity, and peace. Good morning to each and every one of you all. Sorry about that there, but we have some amazing characters walking with us this morning. Me, myself, and of course the Stargirl. Notice I said the most important 3 people first, and then I brought in, of course, my co-star. Good morning to each and every one of you all, and welcome to beautiful, beautiful Barbados. As I said before, we are over on the east coast of Barbados, and the only way to say beautiful, beautiful Barbados is if I show you a glimpse of myself as well. We're going to be taking you along this path from here down into by Long Pond, talking a little bit just in general about what we're seeing. We're still not ready to get into any heavy vlogs. We just want to bring you the beauty and the serenity of what Barbados has to offer and what we enjoy strolling in and what we enjoy showing you in the morning. All right, we make our way down onto the beach now. We're in an elevated section here. These are the sand dunes of the east coast. You would see also a massive expansion of beach since we were here last time. A lot of sand has settled. Barrels stirred up a lot of sand and has moved around a lot of sand. So a lot of places that were suffering before are not. Beyond here, going back in the I would say, easterly direction. You were seeing a lot less sun. We were quite surprised this morning to see how much erosion has gone on down here since we were here last time. A lot of the areas in front of the round rock itself have actually lost sand. So it doesn't look that way because you're seeing reef, because remember, all underneath the sand section down here there is reef. So when the sand moves or recedes, the reef comes up, and therefore it looks as though, hey, that's how it normally is, but no, it is not. Sand usually covers a lot of the reef up in that section. You'll see that more and more. If we had not have had Beryl very early in the summer, we would have seen a lot of building of sand on the east coast, as we have seen on the other coastlines as well, and as continues to happen on the other coastlines as well. Good morning to you again. We are the EMC-Gatherings, known as the Journey 246. We cannot help you, or we cannot make you love. We cannot make you care for people. We cannot find kindness for you. We cannot find serenity or give you serenity, but we can certainly offer you the platform and where you can do all of those things. We come here and we share our love every morning with you, or we share our love every morning with you, whether it's by your birthday greetings, whether it be by a photo, or whether it be by a vlog. But we share our love with you every day. We make sure no matter what happens, you would have seen in all of the difficult times that we had faced recently, even in the times when I was sitting next to Jeanette in the hospital 24 hours a day, you would have seen where we still continued sending out our love and peace and happiness. This is a very, very popular place for picking those ornamental fruit called sea grape, cashew nut fruit, and also the fat pork. But we will talk a little bit more about them later on. A lot of sargassum out here. You will notice there's a lot of very dark sargassum as well. That would indicate to you this float had been here for a while. And you'll also notice that the sand has covered a lot that's in front of us. In front of us is going to be very spongy. Now this is why we recommend beach shoes or hikers or software, especially on this section of the beach land. And that's because you get a lot of debris that's washing up here, because everything that is dropped off or anything that washes out of the hills when we have heavy rains from the homes that have dumped in gullies behind, not saying all the homes dump, but there is a lot of refuge and garbage on the beach. You'll find, you know, any ships that pass to the east of the island or north of the island, this is where it will come in. So everything out here has unseen dangers. So when you're walking through sargassum or you're walking over this kind of sandy beach, you will see how she's sinking. You will see her footprints in the sand, and you will see how all down here is sinking. And that's because all under this sand here is residue or sargassum weed that has washed in. So the sand is sitting on top of that. So it does form a barrier. We showed you a little bit of that yesterday. We talked a little bit, but I'm going to put you down here now. You know I like to talk, but I also like to show you the real beauty. We take an elevated view just now. Now we're going to take in all of the beautiful reflections and glows and the sun rising. So we brought you down here on the beach so you can enjoy that with us. Also have a better sound of the sea. So here we go. I'll leave you for a couple more seconds again. We're not tired and we're not trying to bore you, but we're trying to show you what we bring you here for: peace, serenity, and beauty. So here goes. Reflections much better from this angle. We don't know how many of you, when you come to Barbados, or even how many of you Bajans come out on a morning and see a sunrise. Yeah, I know you go to your house and you see the sunrise when you're going to work, but to actually come over to the east coast or anywhere in the island where you can watch the sun actually break the horizon. We're not going to see it this morning because when I say that, we're not going to see the breaking of the actual horizon because of the low clouds that's out there. But you can see the sun begin to perforate all of the cloud formation. We'll be showing you that as we go on. But if we wait until the sunrise, you have to wait too long. So we're just going to continue to do our vlog, and then we will keep casting back. And as soon as we see the sun, we'll bring that to you as well. But I want to give you a circle of love. Let's start off the morning with a circle of love. Remember, we have formed a lot of things since we have started these vlogs. Things have happened, things have changed. Our direction has changed, our entire format has changed. And that is how you have to be on a journey. You have to be willing to divert wherever you are led to. So we have been led to where we are right now, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. We have something called the EMC Circle of Love, which we make you feel as though you're right here looking around in a circle, but we do it with talking as well. We then have our EMC Circle of Love, the actual Circle of Love, and not the 360. 360, sorry, is the talking. Circle of Love is where we do it in silence, so you can take it in as though you're actually here and hear nothing except for the natural sounds that we're going to be taking in. You can see the sun beginning to crack there, so by the time you get back around we may take a full view of it, but we want to share with you this beautiful, beautiful location. Breathe in. If you've been here before in Barbados, or if you've ever been to a beach, or if you've ever gone out and watched sunrise wherever in the world, take this in. If you have been here, you should be able to put your memories, bond your memories with your visions, and put you right here with us right now. So here we go. Taking your breath away, you understand what that is all about now, because I'm sure all you all on here just saying, oh, that's so beautiful. But not only is that beautiful, but the serenity and peace out here is thick and absolutely lovely. You can feel yourself actually surrounded by it, so that's how it feels right now. All right, so I'll give you a landmark, so you will know where we are, because a lot of people that come this area drive on the highway and pass here and do not realize that all this beauty is down below. You only see it from the pockets, the areas that you could actually have a view of the water. So we're showing you behind the bush that you would normally drive by. That's the actual Chalky Mount there. Chalky Mount is made up of a range of different hills and rises. So it's not one flat hill that is, oh, not flat, sorry, not one contoured hill that shows like a man. It's a multitude of hills that are shaped like that. So right now we're looking at what we call the head of the sleeping giant. That's directly in the center of the screen, and that is known as Chalky Mount. We're just to the east of the curve when you come out of Belle Plaine along through lakes and you start to come onto the East Coast Highway. That is directly behind here, running parallel to where we are. Morning, brother. So that gives you an understanding of where we are. We always say, and we're going to reiterate it this morning. We can reiterate a lot of things this morning, but one of the things we always say is to make sure that when you come to Barbados, don't think you've seen the island when you hop in a car and go around it in one day, because you have not seen the island. You are seeing a piece of the island. You may take in the entire coastline, but you are not seeing Barbados. You're seeing the coastline of Barbados, but not Barbados itself. You need to get out and do some walking. In order to see Barbados, you're going to need to break your vacation driving up in at least 3 or 4 elements. Taking the west and north, the east and southeast, and then the south coast. That's what we recommend. Get out of your vehicle. Look on our map. We have a very detailed map known as the Explorations of Barbados that we have created from a blank map of Barbados that will show you all of the areas that we have visited. You can actually take your own exploration of Barbados using our map and our vlogs and see what Barbados has to offer. So sit down a little while, use that, plan yourself, and then what you will do is you will find the true Barbados. And again, if you don't get out and interact with the Barbadians as you're driving around this island, you are not seeing Barbados, because the true beauty of Barbados is within the people of Barbados. We say that over and over and over, and that is our journey. Our journey is to show you the love and the beauty of the people of Barbados, along with the beauty of the backdrops of scenery that we have to offer on the island. I see a Portuguese man of war on the beach here, it looks like. You see if that is it. No, it's not. It's just a piece of foiled up rope. We get a lot of man of war on this side, especially or jellyfish, as you all like to term them as, especially when you know, you get the hurricane season. They'll wash in with the rough sea conditions. So you gotta be careful of those. The little small man of war, you will see little bubbles. The big Portuguese man of war, a big purple and almost pinky purple bubble. That is the actual man of war itself. Remember, the tentacles stretch really long from where the actual man of war is. So if you see them in the water, especially stay away from them. You know, if you get yourself encircled in a big cluster of man of war, if you're in the water, if that ever happens to you, dive, swim as far as you can away from where you are. You know, come up, take some observations of where they are and where the masses of them are first. All right, low tide was about 2 hours ago. So we're seeing the tide beginning to come back in. We were hoping for an absolute low for our restart, but that didn't happen, and we're not too worried because the wind conditions right now are fairly good. A couple of gusts are coming through that may interfere a little bit with the audio, but in general, it's a beautiful, beautiful morning for this walkthrough with us. Thank you to all the EMC Live Warriors that are joining Jeanette and I this morning. In case you are new to the channel and you hear EMC Live Warriors, what does that mean? That sounds like a people that like to fight. No, we fight for love and happiness and joy and laughter and for betterment in life. I won't say really we fight, we're just strugglers, therefore we are warriors. We struggle every day to find the serenity in life and the peace in life, and we struggle every day to share love, because what does love do? Heals us all. So we share more love, the more healing we get, because the more people love us in return. It is not given to get, but it is given, and the love that we receive is a true blessing. So thank you to everyone that does that. Thank you to all your EMC Live Warriors that come on here and walk with us and share their energy and their love with us on a morning or at any time that we're vlogging, because every person that comes on here, every number represents not being popular or for any recognition like that, but it represents people who love life, who have energy to give, and we take that energy, put it in, source it, and generate it back out to everyone. So thank you for joining us. This is our first official daybreak sunrise walk. We have not done this here for quite some time. You know about health reasons I've been on. We also cut back from what we used to do, a very rigid schedule. Believe it or not, when we started out 3.5 years ago, we used to do this every morning, 7 days a week. We would be out on sunrise somewhere on the island. Then we cut it down to 6 days, because we needed that 1 day to rebound. And then we realized that was enough, cut it to 5. And then we said, you know what? This is too regimental. The journey is supposed to be a movement, a free movement of spirit and moods. So we decided what we would do is we would drop all the routines. We have only a couple of things that we keep on schedule. One will be the Q preview that we host on a Wednesday. We do that because there are a lot of people that don't go to Q that come on here and watch Q, or there are a lot of people on the island that don't even know about Q, or visitors on the island or locals. So we like to bring that to you because we believe that is the most amazing cultural weekly event that's ever been hosted in Barbados. It brings hundreds and hundreds and hundreds into the thousands of people together to have a good time. And what do they all do? They have a good time, sharing love and happiness and laughter and dancing their hearts away while eating some absolutely beautiful Bajan delicacies, and of course drinking some of the portions that make us enjoy life a little bit more on occasions. I know you're not seeing too much of me, and I know you're having withdrawal symptoms, but don't worry. I can show you enough of me later on, but right now I just want to let you see the surrounding area, talk a little bit to you, etc. Journey of life for us is towards positiveness. In other words, we want to be the best versions that we can for the day of judgment. So on that day, you know, God will see that we have done our absolute best to be the best examples of love-bearing and kind people that He has put us here to be. That way, then we will all be accepted into eternal life, and that is what our aim is and our objective is. Also, we want to make sure that there's an archive up there of Barbados as it has transformed, and that it will be there for generations and generations to come. There are many areas that we have shown you are beachfront that are now buildings. There are many areas that we have shown you that were open plots that are now being constructed on. So our children's children will have the opportunity to see Barbados as it used to be and not just hear about it. So this is an undeveloped section of Barbados. We are just around the corner from lakes. If you look at the high tension wires that are up there running on poles, you will see the very last pole there directly in the center of the camera. There's one just a little bit lower than that, beyond that, so hopefully that's what you're seeing, not the one by the maypole cacti that's sticking up, but just beyond that there, to the right of that, that is the last pole. So from there you will take your curve inland off the coastline and go into Belle Plaine. We're only pointing that out because a lot of people may not know exactly where we are. So if you Google Belle Plaine map and you're traveling from Belle Plaine in easterly direction, you will come from Belle Plaine, which is inland slightly, out to Cattlewash Road or the 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐿 Highway, and that's where we are at the end of that, where it turns and goes into lakes and into Belle Plaine. That gives you an understanding. All of the bush. Good morning, Sea Great Police. I gotta call your name first of all because you challenged me to have a look at my medals, my gold medals. I will be bringing one out for display for you all shortly. I have to just get to the vault because, you know, I gotta keep all my artifacts here that are very, very, very in high demand. So I got to keep them hidden from most of the public. Just like all of those love letters that the Secret Police have written to me over the years that no one knows about, that I have in a fireproof safe, making sure that I have evidence of how much she loves me. But all of this bush here that we're talking about, this is all, or I would say majority of it, is stuff that produce fruit that you can eat. Some I would recommend eating, like the cigarette, the fat pork, or the cashew nut fruit. But that is what you will find out here. So at certain times of year, you will find, I would say, in their tens, people out here with the what we call the pigtail bucket, which is a 5-gallon white bucket that will be out here picking them and selling them. You'll see them on the streets being sold. This is where a majority of them come from in this lakes area. Sun is coming up. This is the promise of a new day. If you're seeing this morning, you have been blessed with life for another day. So don't just get out this morning and go about your way and say, all right, well, okay, well, today is Wednesday, or today is Q-Eve, we're going to be coming to the weekend. So no, wake up this morning and say thank you for the life that you have blessed me with, because don't take this for granted. There are many, many, many of our friends, family, and loved ones that will not have the opportunity to wake to anything this morning. They're dead, as in physically dead, but they will live on in memories, in our hearts, and also, if their faith is the faith that we have, eternal life. But however, life on this earth is not guaranteed. So every time you get up in the morning and you find life, you thank God for your life. If you don't thank God for your life, I am not going to tell you anything is going to happen to you, because I am not here to judge you. I'm here to tell you that thanking God for my life, and for Jeanette's life, and for our families and loved ones' lives, we do what we're supposed to do in the morning. We do not take this for granted. We don't take you for granted. We don't take this journey for granted, and we most definitely don't take God for granted. That's for sure. Lovely, all kind of bush and stuff up here. Okay, give you an understanding of why I said how much this beach has grown. You know, we talk about that all the time, how beaches build in Barbados and go in Barbados and come back. Sometimes they don't come back as big as they were. Sometimes the sand is being trapped in other areas because of late groins and stuff, or just because of nature. However, this beach, the last time we were down here, this is absolutely no lie. Right where we're walking, I'm going to draw a line and step back so you can see what I'm talking about. This is where the mound that we're seeing on the edge here by the sargassum would have been. So last time we would have walked up here, we would be walking in water at high tide in this area. All this sand has drifted into this section here since we were on this beach last time. You could take up our vlog and have a look at it. They're up there in the archives on YouTube. What we're telling you is not just words, it's actual facts. You can look and see for yourself. Is this not beautiful? You are in Barbados watching sunrise this morning. Wherever you are in the world, you can go to work today, or you can go amongst your friends and say, oh boy, Barbados' sunrise this morning was beautiful. And you could tell them you were actually here witnessing it. You didn't see it later on at 4K. You didn't see it later on. You are seeing it, if you're on here right now, live for yourself. You're experiencing what we're experiencing. You are hopefully feeling the serenity that we're trying to share with you, and the love that we're obviously projecting in your direction this morning. But this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We know we have some people on here that get dizzy whenever they do a lot of 360s and circles of love. I'm doing what we call the EMC 360 now. We also have something called the EMC 180, and we also have something else called the EMC photo op. We are the only people in the world that give you a moving photo opportunity. 20 seconds, here we go. Alright, I forgot to look at the timer. So I know there is an EMC timekeeper on here. Good morning to you if you are on this morning. If you're not, I know you will watch this vlog at some later stage. Do not time that, and ignore her if she said it was not 20 seconds, because my watch is always right. I don't go by yours. So it's 20 seconds that we've just enjoyed. That is called the EMC photo op. Photo op. Only people in the world that give you a live moving photo opportunity. We have different stuff that we have done and created over the time. We are actually in December. This is what turns into what we call our Christmas tree store. This is where you come to collect your Christmas tree. I don't know if you saw what we created or what this beautiful lady created last year. That was a Christmas tree like you've seen around the place, built out of driftwood. Years gone by, I've had, regretfully, sea grape bush, which is represented our Christmas tree. I've had all kinds of driftwood from here that we put up. I don't know the last day I bought a Christmas tree, an imported Christmas tree or artificial Christmas tree. If we can't put up a piece of bush or a piece of driftwood and decorate that with some local decorations, which you can also find on this beach as well, as in netting and rope and other kinds of drift treasures, then, you know, that is what I do. That's what we do. We are earthly people. You will notice that is what we are. We are grounded, and we try to be as natural
you're not
as
going to
beautiful.
tell everybody that you hang the sea grapes and kiss me under them?
And I hung sea grapes and kiss you under them? Why would I tell lies? I always tell the truth. I don't come with fictitious things. You're trying to put me in a spot and tell people that I hung a sea grape like a mistletoe and kiss you under it? Okay, well, we'll say that. I guess we can go along with that. I've never done it, but I guess this year I'm going to collect a sea grape if they're in season. Well, actually, whether they're green, orange, purple, yellow, whatever, we'll pick some of them and put them down. You will see some tracks here on the beach. Driving on the beaches, first of all, just want to let you know, is illegal in Barbados. So don't get a 4x4, a Jeep or something and come to Barbados and drive along the beaches. It is illegal. So these tire prints are either from an illegal person driving on the beach or from the police, who sometimes do spin up and down this coastline and all the other beaches as well. You will see them sometimes on Bay Street, what area known as Carlisle Bay. You will see them sometimes further on the west. There are very few places in the west they can drive on, but you will see them a lot on the east coast as well. Just making sure that everything is above board. So I'm hoping, which I very much doubt, that these are police Jeep tracks. If it was you that drove out here, well, you drove out here. I'm not telling you any more than that. You shouldn't be doing it, but you drove out here. All right, so these coconut trees, some have been planted, some have washed up over time due to hurricanes and stuff. None of these were here, I would say 10 years ago, 15 years ago. There were no coconut trees in this section, or if so, the sporadic one. Certainly not as it is now. It's a much better area now with all the landscaping, and the coconut tree, as you know, because of the root structure, tends to hold the sand in place, so that will keep those sand dunes safe. The sand dunes, like the ones up at Long Beach, which is Chancery Lane, in Ch-Marlow area. Good morning to the Burke family, because that's where they're from, so we don't want to mention that area without mentioning their location as well. Those sand dunes are what protect the coastline. If these sand dunes are not here, you'll also find them at the Crane Beach as well. Not as big as they used to be, but they have the same sand dune effect. They protect the inner side. So these have created over time. And if we have anything that breaches any of these, obviously inside we'll get a lot of damage here. Not much development or not much commercialism, so the damage would not be as intense. Would be as intense to the coastline, but not to any structures out here. However, like Long Beach, where a lot of people have built in what used to be a swamp at Long Beach, Chancery Lane Swamp, in the southern section, that area would be in tremendous problems because it would breach the sand dunes and come over. So every time you have an approaching system, anyone in Long Beach area, especially down in the actual area that used to be the Chancery Lane Swamp, gets a little bit concerned. Chancery Lane and Ch-Marlow Swamp, people call it different names. They call it Chancery Lane because I grew up as a little boy vacationing over there every summer in a beach house on the actual beach itself, or most summers I would say. We used to go over there with the Carter family and the others, and we used to spend some time over there with them. So I know that as Chancery Lane, but the actual landmark ways, some people will call it Ch-Marlow Swamp or Chancery Lane Swamp, or Long Beach Swamp, I've also heard it referred to as well. Beautiful morning in Barbados. We were walking this direction because of our fears of walking into the sun, which are really not justified today because at this time of the year the sun is coming almost parallel to the shoreline. So that it would not affect us if we were walking in this direction, as you can see. However, taking in fact, some of you may not be aware of it, at this time of year are our longest days. We're sort of like going into those shorter days now. So what the sun does is travels directly overhead in Barbados. You know, so we have sun that would start in this area here and end up, if you were on the west coast, actual off Old Town kind of direction. We're in the east, directly opposite where Old Town is. So Old Town, you will look out through the boats at the sunset. However, as you see, as the year starts to go into December and the sun starts to go to the south, you will find the risings up there over the Raggy Point area. Raggy Point, College Savannah. We're not saying Raggy Point for here. The last land structure that you will see would be College Savannah area. That's just to the east of Concept Bay, so, or Concept Fishing Village. So that's the last landmass you'll see from here. Now, if you were up on Cherry Tree Hill or the other elevations along this cliff, you would see over that landmass and see Raggy Point on a clear day. But right now, the last landmass you're seeing is the College Savannah area. but the sun will be coming up in that general area. If you're in Bashaba, this is actually by Soup Bowl, Bashaba, High Rock, Tent Bay area, around Christmas time or January, you will not see a sunrise, you'll see a daybreak. The sun will rise over the land where you will not see it to the other side, like along directly off of Bottom Bay and Long Beach, etc. is where the sun will rise. And when it sets, you will also find the setting over the southern side of the island, like along, if you're on the west coast beaches, you will then look to your left, like along the coastline, and you will see the sun setting. Again, or some areas, the west coast, they will not see the full sunset. If you're at Pebbles Beach, you would notice as well, when the sun sets at this time of year, you're looking sort of like over the Radisson, Aquatica, Grand Barbados, or you can call it Holiday Inn Jetty that was originally. In that general area is where you see the sun. And then around Christmas time, you're going to find the sun setting over the Hilton Jetty if you're on the St. Pebbles Beach. So that will give you an indication of the massive movement of it. I saw Pom Pom and BBJ on here this morning. I always call their name because very, very, very close to our hearts. I met them as their sister of Jeanette and brother-in-law. I've also met all of their family, love all of them. Good morning to everyone on Long Island. Good morning to everyone in New York. Good morning to everyone in Greens. Good morning to everyone around Coney Island. Good morning everyone, period, all over the world. I call those places just now because our viewing of the United States is just behind Barbados' viewing. Barbados, at one time when we started these vlogs, we used to get 9%, 8% Bajans watching. And it used to be like all the rest of the percentage were international viewers. That was when we were a lot smaller. However, because there are a lot of Bajans that understand the value of Serenity first thing in the morning, or the beautiful coverage that we try to provide. I say beautiful coverage try to provide. I thank God I said try to provide of the Q in the community and other events that we cover. We're finding more and more Bajans coming on and enjoying Barbados with us on the morning. Our percentage of Barbadians that view this here, or people who are registered as Barbados, is 55%. The rest then goes out. The United States right behind that. And then we get England behind that, and we get other areas. We actually have people all over the world that watch us in the morning. So you could be on here with someone from Australia. We have family in Australia that stay up on a night to watch our broadcast and the sunrise in Barbados because they love Barbados and they want to be here with us the way we're watching the sun rising. So this morning you can have people from all over the world. We have people literally all over the world. We have some from African nations as well that walk with us all over. So we've grown more and more and more, and we're covering more of the world, which makes it easier for our EMC Ripple of Love to spread far and wide, because you're a transponder of what we are trying to show you this morning. If you're finding peace and serenity here today, you find a little laughter and a little joy, you're finding something to smile at, you're finding something to sit back and say ooh and ah, you are going to carry that with you for the rest of the day. So anyone that comes around you, if you are a good person, you will radiate that and share that with them, because we are supposed to give away all the blessings that are bestowed on us. So if you have that attitude and that mindset, today everyone around you will benefit from the mode that you're going to find yourself in, hopefully after this vlog. Remember, we can't do that for you. You have to do that for yourself.
Anthony from Spain.
All right, so I've just been mentioned somebody has, what's that one?
Anthony,
let me see. See, y'all, just to let you all know that there are a lot of people, and what my co-star does all the time, she's monitoring comments, she's checking signal strengths, unless she's at the bar with the wine lady, and then she's doing nothing but checking and flexing her arms and enjoying their liqueurs.
It's her birthday today.
Who is Nikita's birthday today? I didn't see her name in our Facebook birthday greetings.
Well,
so Nikita, I know Nikita, aka Wine Lady, aka Simone, actually is a registered Facebook EMC member, also a registered community member, and she doesn't have her name up today because I told you before, she's 72 years old. She only looks like 60, but because she drinks her own products, which is Shalana's wines, she says it keeps her looking young. I admit she looks a lot younger, 12 years younger than she actually is, but today would obviously be actually her 73rd birthday. She was celebrating 72 before. So happy 73rd birthday to you, Simon. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow and your crew. Last vlog that I did up at when we were up at Boobalicious last week, I said lovely Nicole. Yes, Nicole was lovely, but Nicole is no longer with them, so we now have the lovely Lana who stabilizes them. She helps make sure that the wine master, that the security, and also the wine lady are under control. That is, of course, until soca music comes on. She starts to pelt waist and juke and get on terrible behind the stand. But if you want to watch out for yourself for a stand, come and join us at Q&A Community tomorrow afternoon, or most Thursdays they're there, and enjoy some of our mega stars that join us at Q&A Community. Yes, we have some. We have some of the actual Q members, Q family that join us who are our celebrities. I saw Mr. Handsome doing an ad. We have not seen Mr. Handsome now for, I don't know, 8 months or so. The most handsome man in the world. Well, he is back, believe it or not. Okay, so I'm doing a voiceover ad for Q&A Community. So Mr. Handsome, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Huh?
Almost a year?
Almost a year, actually. Jeanette is correcting me on that there. So Mr. Handsome, welcome back. Could you please scribe over here who we are? Should I get a stick for you, or you could scribe with your finger? Because I want everybody to understand who we are. Well, we actually can tell you. Hashtag the Journey 246. Are you familiar with hashtags? I asked that question. Everybody used to go there and say, "Oh, you know how to find us? We need to have a card." Well, are you familiar? Are you familiar with hashtags? And I was actually saying that for about a year before I got married. And then when I got married, all of a sudden my wife said, "Please do not say that anymore. You are embarrassing me." Well, she didn't tell me that before we got married, but she told me that after. So she let me get embarrassed for an entire year about, are you familiar with hashtags? You can't be embarrassed anymore? That's impossible. I can't embarrass you anymore, can I? I've got as bad as I can ever get, huh?
No, you were embarrassing me.
I was embarrassing you. Oh, so, okay, so I shouldn't ask that question anymore. So more people are more familiar with TikTok and Instagram than me?
You're showing your age. They know about hashtags.
So, all right, we're going on again. All right, so we don't really do too much except for stroll. That's what we like to do. We like to talk and stroll. We like to take you down here, or we'd like to take the places that you may not see too often, places that you would like to see again, places that you want to see. So hopefully you're taking in some of this here and enjoying it. Sun's starting to get really bright, still workable to look in that direction because of the casting of the cloud that's up there right now. It's sort of like giving it a little bit of filtration, so we can look in that direction without getting completely blinded. As we get further down here, look how much more dense these coconut trees have become. Lots and lots of coconut trees. Over the other side is where you'll find the walkers. They have an amazing, I would say they're bringing back what used to be sand dunes, and they're actually putting it into agricultural products to be eaten and stuff. So if you're here in Barbados, please come over and check them out. That's the reserve that's over here just at the base of Farley Hill. You will find it as you're coming just before you get the bell plane, right next to the St. Andrew's Parish Church. That's where you will find that. So they have organized tours and stuff you can walk through and check their man-made lakes and also all of their growings and the way they've actually contoured the whole coastline area where they are for the building of different elevations. Quite interesting, actually. You should do that. We will probably hopefully take that in one of these days and do a walkthrough with someone that's actually from there so they can tell you exactly what they're doing. If you are online this morning, please bear in mind that we will be calling you. That's something we think is worth seeing for sure. We thought with the Christmas trees out here around Christmas time, November, Christmas, you're going to find tons of driftwood and stuff. All that's going to be here. It's been buried recently because we just told you, or we told you at the beginning about the movement of sand, how much sand has come in here since we were here last time. So all of the debris that was on the beach will be under this sand now, but fresh one will start to come in. This time of year we have all these systems that go to the east and north of the island. Hopefully that's the direction they tend to take and not come over us. And they generally bring all kinds of driftwoods from up the coastline down here. You'll find here on Long Beach, I would have to say are the two heaviest polluted areas with drifts. You see plastic bottles all over here. These will be just like, I know, soap bottles and stuff that have been put out. Rains have come down and washed them off of maybe a back table in the backyard, down into the ravine and down onto the beach. And then washed around in the sea. You'll again also find obviously international littering by some ships that pass as well. I can't recall I've seen any do that, but I've heard of it. So the kind of pollution I see on the beach, on some beaches sometimes, I would know that some of that does happen. But you can see some of the remnants of the same driftwood we're talking about all buried here. This can make a brilliant Christmas tree out of it. You can either dissect or get different woods and put them together into a Christmas tree, or you can get one big branch. You know, gone are the days when Barbadians used to cut a piece of cherry tree or a piece of casuarina tree and turn that into a Christmas tree. Everyone wants this 8-foot pine tree now that has this smell through the house, or put up their artificial tree that looks exactly like a tree and then put added scent to it so it smells like a tree. Me, I like to go back to traditional times, you know. The best thing that ever happened to me was losing my job and losing everything for COVID, because it's only then, without having a continuous income, that I started to find the beauty in simple things. You know, I have less possessions now than I had in my entire where I live than I had in my bedroom. So that will give you an understanding that it doesn't matter. That no longer has any kind of value to me. What has value to me is to be able to walk in this peace and this serenity, put my toes in this sand in the morning, and also do this here knowing that there are others on board that will find some comfort today, that are in a very dark place, that may stumble across this and say, let me sit down and watch this here and find the peace that they need and the calmness that they need to put them back in a position that they can deal with what is ahead of them. And that's what this is all about. This is about helping everyone, including ourselves, to deal with the edges of life, you know, to blunt them off so that we can enjoy life a little bit more. You know, we try to look for the beauty rather than negative. I can look around here and say, oh loss, look at all that garbage on the beach. How horrible is out there? Oh my goodness, all this sarcasm on the beach, all this sea spray in the air. No, I rather look around and say, look at this beautiful beach. Look at the nature. Look at the unspoiled nature and beauty of Barbados. And look at this. Breathe this fresh air. Hold on a minute. Let me do this for you. I'm going to give you all a breathing exercise. And as I am so fair and democratic, I'm going to make sure it's well balanced out. All right, so the first breath is going to be for me because I'm the host and I have to breathe in order to do this here. So here we go. First breath. This is seriously fresh air. You cannot get fresh air in this air. There's no tainting of the sarcasm or anything. It is absolutely beautiful. So here we go. That's for me. This one is for you. And as I said, I like democracy and being fair. This is for myself. And then this is for I. So you see, everybody got an even portion. So, let us go all again, and thank you for bearing with me through my nonsense. Right, so down here changes a lot on the actual coastline, depending on what rainfall and sea conditions we experience. In general, down here has a sand dune that runs, that protects the inner brackish waters of what is known as Long Pond. In here you can find birds, you can find the egret, you can find all types of swamp birds in here. You can also find crayfish, crab, small fish, tilapia, etc., etc. Anything can be found in brackish water. This is the Long Pond area. There are a few of these rivers in Barbados. There's Green Pond just below here, which is not mentioned in the earlier history of Barbados of having I say rivers. There's Joe's River, there's this one here, there's Constitution River, there's Green Pond, and there are a couple of others that have sprung up over time, but they're the main ones itself. But this is the heaviest flow of water comes down through this area here. If you've ever been in Barbados in rainy conditions and have been diverted from the east coast in Belle Plaine because you can't cross the bridge, it's because water is coming down here. So all of the water, rainwater, comes down from all of the hills overlooking here, which would be St. Andrew and I would have to say St. Peter as well, because some of the hills up there also run water in this direction. Most of that goes to the Green Pond, but you will get some of that here as well. What happens when we get very heavy rains or very wild sea conditions is the bank gets washed away, as we're seeing here. In all of our vlogs so far, this is the first time we're going to walk down here with this amount of sand that has been moved. Because of the sand being moved, the amount of water or the height of the water in here has dropped considerably. Normally when we come down here, you will not find birds or egret birds standing in the center of the swamp like that. But all out there is where all the sludge and all of the sand has built up and stuff that would normally be under 2 or 3 feet of water. That is gone because the outer banks have burst. Now, I know there's some surfers that love to come down here when the bank is about to burst and ride in the actual water that's coming out from the Long Pond itself. I also know some surfers that come down here, they get jeeps and pull surfboards along the intersection here when there's water as well. So you can get that. It's similar to like skiing. Quite interesting to watch that. You will also find kayakers down in here. You'll find paddle boards down in here. I have actually even seen windsurfboard down in here. But you will find all types of activities going on down here, people with rowboats and stuff. If you watch Outer Banks, a movie that has been mostly filmed in Barbados, and the actual percentage of filming increased over time, you would remember that down here was actually in a part of that as well. A lot of Barbados's landscape was, and if you have never watched that series, I recommend you watch it because it is a lot of fun to watch through the series and say, oh, I know that place, oh, I know that place, because a lot of it is done through drones and also very creative photography. So in other words, you will see like Martin's Bay included with St. John's Church. You can't see the two from the same location on the beach, but you do see it because of their creative filming. So very interesting to watch that series. Number 2, 3, and coming up soon 4 are going to be heavier with Barbados. It got heavier up to number 3 was very, very heavy, and most of it was done in Barbados. All right, so this would normally be, you can see over there in the distance, the amount of sand that is out there, that would have run right across here. So that would have formed the damming effect of this area. However, because of Beryl and the very, very heavy sea conditions in this general area, and also because of, I guess, some rains as well, but mainly because you see that whole dam has been washed out, which allowed all the water to escape this area. It is building again. You can see the ridge. We're going to go across there, don't worry. But I just want to show you what it's like. And you can also see, as I said before, really no massive amount of water in there. A lot of sand and sludge and stuff where all those birds are, which is normally all underwater. This is a beautiful nature place in Barbados. When I was younger, I have driven all over this place. I've driven all 3 sand dunes and come out to this big lake on the other side, on the north side of where we are. I've driven all along through Foster Hall. I've driven through what we used to have at the time, Foster Hall, when it rained and stuff. All the 4x4s are going there. Many times you had to pull each other out because of how deep the water was. But all those days I had out here. So I've enjoyed a lot of Barbados, a lot more than a lot of people even know is imaginable, because a lot of people don't know about those times. It's a beautiful location. I'm going to carry out and point a little bit and give you another 360, or sorry, circle of love. But we're going to continue walking here. But what I have noticed just now, a lot of swamp crabs, swampies all over dead. A lot of them. So I don't know what has caused this. I am not too sure. But as you know, you don't normally see these lying all over like this here, especially in these numbers. So that was an interesting thing. If anyone is on here that would know why these would be dead all over the place like this, please let me know, because myself and also all of the walkers on here would be very interested in finding out what has caused that. So if you're familiar with what could have caused that, just let us know, please. We do not think that we know everything by any means, although I do. I don't like to pretend that I do. So I like to leave others the option of being able to tell us some information as well. So, woo! I don't see we're approaching the hour already. I'm having so much fun. I didn't even realize the time was going. We're going to have even more fun after the vlog. We have some intentions to do some stuff down here. So often this morning captures some amazing photography. You can look at her and see she's ready, and she has her own toy with her, so she'll be taking care of that shortly. But I kind of take you right across here. I'll show you where the water is still coming in and going out. So this is going to refill as the sand builds here more and more. As you see, drives in more sand up here and rebuilds this wall. There are sections such as this here that will let more water in here. And then we are coming into what we refer to as our real rainy season time, which is the hurricane season. August, September, October, November. Well, October, we get a lot of rain, even into November. November will be more of the cold fronts and cooler air coming down. However, this time of year is all about the heating and the cooling of the systems that are coming in. But look at how beautiful this is. I don't know how many of you that are on here, or how many of you that will view this here today, would have seen this section of Barbados. As I have told you, and as we continue to tell you, coming to Barbados and staying in your car and driving around is not really enjoying Barbados. Please utilize our map, utilize our vlogs, explore the island, see where you would like to go and take in for yourself, and have a look at how it changes, because different times of year has beaches, or bigger beaches, smaller beaches, sometimes no beaches. So have a look at the vlogs and get an idea of what's going on, and also listen to my intellectual conversation as we were walking around. Alright, so this morning she came in her hikers. Reason is we were worried again about the sargassum and the underlying wood. You would have seen all the decaying bush and stuff on the beach. Remember, all those branches and stuff have sharp edges on them and they're broken, the branch itself, and therefore if they're buried under the sand just a matter of an inch, not even an inch, six parts of an inch, you will understand that you can step on them and they will pierce your skin. So you got to be careful when you're walking on beaches such as this, especially on this side of the island, because you can have all underlying factors that you are not seeing that are just inches away from actually causing you some serious problems. Not across here, because I don't want to wet my water shoes, but we can tell you that beyond here, there's signs over there saying do not drive on beach, hawks, bill, turtles, etc. in this general area. do not drive over here. You will see a lot of trucks. So for everyone that does that there, I hope you know the consequences that you're creating. I hope you know the damage you're doing to the natural environment of Barbados. I do what you want to do. I'm not a judgment of you, but I can tell you, you are doing damage. That is for sure. All right, so beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, normally when we're here, we'll be walking across, as I said before, sand right across here, and then all in that intersection there, majority of that will be underwater because that sand is all a big build-up that's happened recently on the sides, and that is where all the damage is being washed away from. It generally doesn't come this far out. It would usually, like, where you see that little pinnacle there that's coming out there in the sand, the higher elevation, that is where the sand dune mainly is. All out here would normally be beach, and then on the intersection would usually be all of the water, as I said before, brackish. Mixture of seawater from the ocean when it comes in big swells, water from the hills when it's coming down. We used to have Mr. Hunt. He used to call himself the Bajan Ranger, Bajan Beach Ranger. I remember him very well. He used to have a structure just over behind here. He used to offer tours coming from Highland Adventure Center, and that used to come down through all of the valleys and all of the beautiful wooded areas and stuff, and then end down here where you used to have a barbecue on the beach and spend the day, and then a bus would come and collect you from over here and take you back to wherever your starting points were, whether it be a hotel or a cruise ship. Well, he's passed a while back. We'd like to pay respects to him as we're in this area, because I remember him very, very well of conducting his tours on the east coast of the island for many visitors that were in the island. So we're not following his coattail, but we certainly do something very similar. So whenever we're in this area, we always pay our respect to him and make sure that he's never forgotten. He was a Barbadian character for sure. So any of you that have met him or any of you that walked with him would know what I'm talking about, but it was an experience, definitely. You see different contours in the hill up here, just be honest. When I was a little boy, we used to have 4 or 5 more of those hills, even taller than that one there that's in the center of the camera. All across here, there are the sand dune hills. That is the sand that is used for construction in Barbados. It's called land sand. It is sand that's come away from the sea and has been drenched by years of rainfall and stuff, so the salt content is minimal. Therefore, when you construct concrete structures out of them, the salt doesn't actually start to break down the concrete and break apart. This sand is a pure sand that does not do that. So that's why you can't build with sea sand, because the salt will cause problems and will also cause rusting to all of the reinforced steel you have in it as well. So that is what the land sand dunes are. So this view of here along this section has changed tremendously over the years. They not only I would say level the hills, but they also excavated and went down really deep. Hence, that would be the lake on the inside section that is now being utilized along with the agriculture in that area. So you can have a look at that for yourself. You can drive there and go. If you are unable to walk to these areas because of your challenges, physical challenges, we are going to bring you here. You know, we have a lot of people that walk with us in the morning that are in wheelchairs full time. We have a lot of people that are walking with us that are in hospital beds. We have a lot of people that are walking with us that are blind. We actually have a lot of people that are walking with us that can't hear. But because of what we're bringing, the audio and the video and the serenity and the peace, they walk with us every morning. So to each and every one of you this morning that's being challenged with physical challenges, is unable to get out and see these things, don't fear. We have an archive of over 1,400 vlogs up on YouTube and building every day, and we also do live vlogs where you can enjoy Barbados. If you've not been here for years, if you've never seen it, come and join us. Enjoy the serenity and peace that we try to bring to you every day, wherever possible. Thank you again. We're approaching the 1 hour now. We'll not be on too much longer, just a little bit longer, but we're going to carry a little further in here. There's a massive cell tower in the Belle Plaine area, so we know the signal down here is exceptionally good. So this morning, unless something is very unusual, you should be getting picture perfect conditions. Because of the lack of wind, shouldn't be too much disturbances of wind. As I said, we have another project that we're going to be doing shortly. She's getting herself ready for that, and we're going to do that. You will see the effects of that at a later date, not right now, because nothing is going live. We'll show you that at a later date though. And just to show you again, all down this beautiful area now, there are some roads that can bring you directly down into these sand dunes that come from Belle Plaine. I will tell you, there's one road coming in, one road going out. It's coming through dense bushed area. It's coming through area that has a lot of pockets in the road, because it's basically sand and some marl that's being thrown down that can cause tremendous pools. A lot of your vehicles will get stuck. Even if you have ground clearance and you have a 4x4, I do not personally recommend, unless you come in large numbers, to drive down into this location, because you can reach it. But when you get down in here, there's no way back out the same way you've come in. And you're also isolated. Between here and Belle Plaine is approximately 3/4 of a kilometer. Between here and the nearest person is at least 1/4 kilometer. So you don't want to be coming into this bush area and driving down in here by yourself or with one person, your partner, and coming out here and camping out for the day. I know people that do it, but every time they do that, they're taking a risk. That is like running across a highway or an expressway and getting across safely and say, oh, I can do that every time. No, be careful. We don't like to just show you the roses and the beauty of Barbados. We like to show you and tell you about the underlying thorns that will stick you if you go into certain things. Remember, I'm not promoting and saying Barbados is a violent place by any means, but I am telling you the conditions down in here definitely are subjected to a problem. So if you're coming down here, going up here like me, walk with some people. If you're coming along Long Beach, Long Pond area, walkers, Morgan Lewis, right down that area, and some of the other beaches which we've indicated as a +4, go with numbers if you're spending the day. If you're taking pictures and walking, fine. You stay away from the bush area, but don't come into these areas here and put down your towel and say, look, I want a secluded day for me and my girl. I'm going to lie down here, because you know the movie said bushes have eyes. You know what I'm talking about. So just be careful. All right, so where we're walking now, you will see the traces of where the water used to be, the water levels. Water would have been right up to this grass. You will see it's still moist and stuff, but that's where the water would have been before the outer bank burst. So you can draw a level off of here and see all this intersection here. We're seeing these birds and we're seeing that big driftwood there, etc. This will all be underwater normally. So today you're seeing it at its lowest. It's just beautiful though. All right, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a look here. Remember, Jeanette's not with me here, so you will know I wouldn't bring her up in here and walk about up in here with her alone, or spend time up in here alone. So that's why you will see me not going to certain places with her, because I don't trust certain places. And it's not that I don't think something's going to happen, or that I think something's going to happen. It just is I don't trust the environment, and therefore I stay away from it. So when you see a +4 from us, it is not telling you that it is a danger spot, etc. We're recommending to go in numbers, especially if you're going to go and lie down on a beach somewhere, because if there are 4 of you, someone will be getting up, put on suntan lotion, someone will be getting up and getting a drink, someone will be dusting off her towel, someone will be talking to someone else. If there are 2 of you, it's very likely that you're going to lie down and go to sleep. And when you go horizontal on a beach that's secluded with bush nearby, you're subjecting yourself to a problem. So rather not do that. All right, so in the old remaining parts there, it's an old fireplace, the top of a fireplace. You'll see it in the center of the camera, dead center of the camera. Maybe you'll see it within the cigarette bush. That is where that camp out spot used to be. This is a road that comes down in here, that comes off of lakes. You can see what kind of road you're dealing with. If it is wet out here at all, you've got bare problems, because clay, mud, and silt and sand are mixed up out here. So you will spin out here unless you have an absolutely serious off-road tire on, or on a power machine like my war wagon, of course. So do not come down in these areas. I don't drive down in here with Jeanette. So that will indicate to you the dangers that I think is involved down here. Somebody might come on here and say, Nicholas, you're talking so stupidness, you're frightening people. Absolutely not. I am talking truth. I'm telling you it's bushy. Is it bushy? Yes. Is the road bad? Yes. Is it secluded? Yes. Is it a place to come by yourself and someone else? No. Not if you're spending the day. You'll find guys coming down here and doing surfing and stuff, usually with a lot of people together. Or you'll find people come down here and doing other activities together. But down in there, I would not be taking her for sure. That is for sure. Not just so. Okay, I just heard that our I got a lot of names for this woman, so I didn't call her a correct one, but I want to call her Water Baby. And it's not because she swims, because she cannot swim. And it's not because she likes to drink a lot of water, because she can't do that. But she drinks the one-eyed man like it's water. So I call her the Water Baby. Good morning to you, Simma. Just so everybody knows who it is that I'm referring to this on here. She just said she's going to come down here with all her bad Johns. Well, bring them on down, because by the time you get here, because I know you're a slow driver, I'll be gone. So that's no problem. All right, so we're walking across here now. it's quite a bit clay as well. Not just, there's a lot of sand, but there's some clay as well. You can see the slippage that we just went through over there. So again, when you're walking in these areas or you're coming to hike with friends and stuff, wear the appropriate attire. You want some good footwear. I'm going to recommend that you have at least mid-cut hikers. I use mid-cuts because they give me a little more freedom of movement than a high cut. And I don't use low cuts, or I don't use because it doesn't protect me from ankle rolls and stuff, which I really have a lot of problems with when I'm going through the hills and through the other areas that we usually go inland. So I like using mid-cut. I definitely recommend, again, hikers. If you're going to come to Barbados and explore areas like this, that's what you want. Now where we are, you can walk across here in anything, slippers if you want. But when you start walking through these bushy areas, remember what's under here. There's old pieces of wood that have in rusty nails that washed down over the hills. There's all types of broken glass and other sharp things that are around here. So if you're coming down here and walk through here, you don't walk across here in a pair of sneakers or track shoes, because none of them can give you any protection. If you're going on the cliffs along the east point of the east coast of the island, or some of the north, east I would say is probably the sharpest one, but some in north as well, you're going to want strong soles and strong shoes, because those areas over there are very, very sharp. The coral and the areas that are not trodden on all the time are very sharp. So you have to be very, very careful. And also the coral is fragile. So if you're walking across one of our coral cliffs and the coral breaks under your foot and you don't have on something that's going to protect your ankles and stuff, you know what's going to happen. And trust me, when you get cut by coral, that doesn't heal forever. Ask anyone that's been cut by coral in Barbados and they will tell you that's the last thing that heals. The longest thing to heal. White birds, see in flying boat, egrets. That is, you know, commonly confused as a goblin, but they're actually the egret bird itself. So there, you'll find them all over the island. If in the afternoon, just before sunset, you sometimes find them flying back into Graham Hall Swamp, which is on our Graham Hall nature or bird sanctuary, which is on the south coast. They're the names that it has carried. So that will give you a, and depending on what era you came here in, you would know where we're referring to. It's been a pleasure to walk with you this morning. We will continue walking and walking and walking, but obviously everything has to come to an end. Well, I talked a little bit. I didn't talk much this morning. You thought I talked a lot this morning? You think so?
You were called Motor Mouth.
Who said that?
What do you think?
That's gotta be Sim. Gotta be Sim. She's the one that always talks nonsense. Anyhow, if you all see that name come up, when you all see me put the camera on her, she comes on Thursday if she's in the island, because if she's in the island, my camera is gonna automatically go to her because it focuses on trouble, as she knows quite well, as it's focusing on her right now. But anyhow, whatever, she will meet her one of these days. I'm sure. Look how beautiful this sand is, perfect for writing on. There are no footprints here, or if there anything here like footprints or tire tracks and stuff, they're from days ago, because all of them have loose sand on top of them, which means it's hardly blowing sand that's gone on top. So we pretty much have here to ourselves. You can see a little camping out area over there though, where logs are being placed for sitting. I would imagine anytime you get like a bank holiday weekend and stuff, you might find someone over there. You'll find people at other places as well. A lot of people go to Foul Bay and also Long Beach and find their little grove of coconut trees and set up for the entire weekend with tents and stuff. So Barbados is being enjoyed. Barbados is being loved, and Barbados is being appreciated by many. For those that drive around today that are eating a sweetie and toss a paper through the window, I'm not judging you, but think of the damage you're doing. You know, for those that go out today and decide to put a load of garbage out somewhere else and not in their garbage can, I can tell you the same thing. You're spoiling everything around you. You are destroying the environment. So all those that litter, I'm not judging you. I'm telling you what you're doing. You are destroying nature. You're destroying Barbados, and you're destroying the world. So remember, man, look, come on. I could drop things everywhere. I go places, if I had a sweetie in my pocket, trust me, the wrapper would be in my pocket, and it would get back in my car, and it would go home into my trash can, or go in a trash can in an appropriate trash area. So I'm asking you to do the same thing, please. You know, let's keep this world beautiful. I not say Barbados, it's this world, because everywhere in this world depends on us. Everywhere in this world right now needs love. You all see that. You turn on your TVs. I don't watch a lot of news. I will tell you, we do not listen to much news because we don't want to bring any negativity into our world. We want to keep it as positive and as beautiful as possible. So a lot of current affairs are going on. We don't know about, whether it's here or whether it's internationally, we don't know about. But what we can tell you is what we do know about is the world is suffering right now and it's crying for love. So if you feel in your heart you have even an of love, even if it's just a smile a good morning, a wave to someone, a look in their direction and give them a little bit of a smile. Do that for me today, because the world needs love. And the more love we can project, the more love is felt and the more calmer people will be. So right now, the world depends on us. That is me, Jeanette, everyone that's on here and everyone that surrounds us. So you be the example for people to follow. Don't follow people's example. If you feel love, you feel happiness, and you feel kindness, and you feel that you're drawn to go into conversation with someone, don't let that stop you. If you walk to them and the conversation does not start because they are not in the mood to do the same thing as you, it doesn't make a difference. You can walk away. You know, you give love. You don't give love because you expect to get it back. You give love, but you will get it back. I can assure you of that. We are living examples of that. You would have seen in our turmoil times that we've had recently, we have been loved for and prayed for by everyone. That is a healing power. So hopefully you will also do that today and play your part making this world a better place. Remember, this afternoon we're going to be going live with our Q preview from the police sports ground. We're going to be going over there. We have representatives, our hosts, the representatives from the host are going to be there with us today. We are going to be delaying it a little bit. I was in contact with them yesterday and they'd asked us to start a little bit later. So we're looking at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll be carrying our live Q preview of the sports club, and you need to come and watch that for sure. If you've been there before, it doesn't make a difference. You haven't seen us there before, and if you saw us there before, trust me, it's going to be different today than it was last time. So there are all the reasons for you to be joining us today later on. As I said, we're going to have some new representatives from the virtual Lions. They will be there, so you will see them. They will talk a little bit about what they're doing and stuff, and we're going to be trying to show you all the tents and everything have been set up by that time. We hope everything will be set up. If it's not, we'll give you an idea of the outlay. It is definitely one of the best facilities for Q. It's a massive car park for dancing. There's an indoor car park as well. There's an elevated grandstand where you can sit in the top and overlook all the dancing outside. There are going to be tents all down there with all the Bajan delicacies and drinks. You don't need to stop. I'm not calling names of any establishments, because next minute we'll get a phone call and say, "Man, Nicholas, you went and called my place and said don't stop there." You don't need to stop for any food or drinks on the way to Q. Everything is there in an abundance and always at a good price and always delicious food. And as Sim will tell you, you can't exhaust her stock of alcohol, because she's tried numerous times and walked away with her head limp because she is being destroyed. All right, another indication here, coconut trees being planted. If these are all washed up, they wouldn't be well placed. I'm sure some of these may have, but these probably will not survive for a long period of time, because the sea is going to be up here and a lot of sand is going to move. But a lot of these are being laid out. It would be lovely if they would start holding this beach in place and also developing this section here into more of a landscape, which would be absolutely beautiful. As I mentioned before, all the bush over there, most of it is edible. Sea grape, cashew nut fruit, and also the fat port. I wouldn't recommend having any of them. Me, from my personal experience, they're all horrible, but everyone to his own. Oh hey, strange at this time this conversation will come up. If I could pick all of them now, I would put them all in this here. There you go. So sea grape police, that is where all the sea grape trees, all the fat port trees, all the cashew nut trees, and even the mobby trees should be down inside there as well. So I know there are people on here saying, well, he can't be Bajan. He just put down all those local fruit and stuff. Yes, I'm Bajan, but I have an acquired taste. Have a good day. So really, have a good day. Carry all the blessings. I say goodbye about 4 or 5 times. So if you've been here before, you would know that. If you haven't been here before, well, you will certainly learn that very soon. All right, so here again, just showing you again reasons why you need to wear those boots and stuff. This is not going to move. It's going to break off, but look at all this sharpness that's under here waiting on you. So when you walk in these areas, I would recommend hikers, definitely. I know it's the sand and stuff, but if you want to put your toes in sand, you can take off your hikers and do it further down by the beach, or do it on another beach. But along the east, like out here, I'd be very careful, because there can be anything under this sand. We only want to make you alert. We don't want to take you to that beautiful rose bush and say, smell those roses, aren't they beautiful? And don't say, be careful when you go there, because I have on thorns. So we want to show you the beauty, but we want to also make you aware of the underlying things that you may not be familiar with. And from behalf of Jeanette and myself, let's go over here and let me stand up with her. Now, I don't mind if she's not in the picture, but I just want to get any picture. So are we both in the picture, or you have a delay so you're not sure? But it's all right, it's fine though. I know they're seeing me, and I know everybody wants to just see me anyhow. So On behalf of Janet and myself, I'd like to thank everyone, or we would like to thank everyone that's come on here this morning, spent the morning with us. Remember, your positive energy and love is our source of energy. So the more love and positivity that you radiate, the more we feel and the more we are able to give. So help us to make the world a better place. Come and join us at the Cube Review this afternoon, if you'd like, around 4 o'clock. If not, tomorrow afternoon between 4 and 8, we'll be at Q in the Community, God's Spare Life, weather permitting. We'll be at Q in the Community, and we'll be broadcasting and showing the love of Barbados, and that comes from the people, from within the people of Barbados, as well as the fun spirit and the spirit and the joy of life and living. We're going to be showing that tomorrow, as well as some great dancing and also listening to some great tunes and teasing a lot of people. Have a great day. Love from Barbados. We'll catch you later on. Thanks again for being a part of our lives this morning. See you.